So I just sit here like this the whole time? Like,
flex.
Well, you know what? You can sit there as however you like. Welcome to episode 6 of the podcast of us. How you guys doing? Welcome to this very special episode. We're live.
We're
still alive.
We're live right now in Calgary.
Calgary.
Is that how do you... that...
No, you don't pronounce it all. You sound like an idiot if you pronounce it all.
I wonder how Pedro Pascal pronounces Calgary.
Real quick question before we introduce ourselves. All right, let's have an offside. How do you... G-N-O-C-H-I...
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi?
Thank you.
I saw the soul leave his eyes.
He got so upset with me.
This is my industry. This is what I do for a living.
It's gnocchi.
Wait,
yeah,
it is.
I need to know how you were pronouncing it.
Gnocchi.
You said gnocchi? Yeah.
All right, shout out to Kali Yuga. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. So we're going
I
to
know how
start
to pronounce
next up is
things.
host number 3 because I've been shamed. I don't even want to speak.
I think I've been promoted to number 2.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Yeah.
Wait, I was number 2.
So I'm number. Okay, you know what? This is going rough. All right, okay. I'm sorry that I opened up with a real sad open there. I'm Stephen Rose. I'm host number 1, I guess, proportionately. So, based on that fact, I have played The Last of Us a bajillion times. I love the game. I'm very excited about the show. I'm excited about the direction, and we're here to talk about it and talk about the episodes that come out. And this is bad.
This is great. This is great.
Keep all of this in. This is all going in. This is a botch job.
Yeah, you guys are on. Wait, do introductions, and then we'll tell the story of how you guys have landed in Calgary. I guess.
Oh Lord Almighty.
Full introduction. Sorry, I don't want to get into the. This is the lovely.
Yes. Recently landed.
Yes.
You're in Calgary.
Calgary.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys are started in Oshawa.
Ontario. Yeah.
On Oshawa, Ontario, and are currently cruising back up towards Edmonton, hometown of Stephen Rose. Get doxxed.
Yeah. Nobody knows I live there. That would be such a mystery. Oh no. My address is yeah. No, we came from Ontario, a place that's expensive, and there's a lot of homeless people and raccoons. There's raccoons there.
Everything sounded like shit until you said that, and I'm like,
well, and that's the truth.
Is there raccoons here?
No,
there's not. It's only in BC.
There has been recent sightings of like 2 raccoons in Edmonton.
That's a news article, like just so you know, like from where
it
we're
hit
from,
the news like raccoons in Edmonton.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, it was effing heard of.
We have so many raccoons.
Nice.
Like in abundance. They're really wonderful, but also they're little gremlins that like you can't put your garbage out the night
That's
before.
why they're wonderful.
You're
But
kind
that's
of
why we
hoarding
love
them.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can probably. I'm sure there's folks.
I
who'd be
tried to
pretty-
take one.
You could have if you had climbed the tree, but
Well, not everyone's as good at climbing trees as you, okay? So then that brings us to who are we looking at here?
I am Kali. I have, together we played through.
True, we did play The Last of Us together.
We played The Last of Us together, and I watched you play through most of both of The Last of Us. And I am unfortunately married to a person who worked on the set of The Last of Us. So
Unfortunately, we're going to have to unpack that.
So, watching through every episode has been... I'm just kidding. It's not actually that painful. It's been really...
It's not actually that painful.
I
It's
joke
a good
about
time
it
too.
being painful because it's like, we sit through this episode and then every 10 seconds he's popping off about something and...
the immersion is
The
lost.
immersion is lost, but to be fair, the immersion was lost anyway when we see the 4th Avenue flyover, when we see Satan or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Joel's weird Spanish /
Saba,
texting. Whatever the goddamn hell accent he's pulling
Can't
off.
stop talking like that. It's really bad.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I didn't introduce myself. I'm
Who the f*** is this guy?
I'm Tanner Cherry. Hello.
Host number 2, don't forget.
Host number 2.
Number yourself.
Relegated to number 2. Number yourself. You know your place. Damn it. Gotta cut the F-bomb.
Are we not swearing on this?
Not for the first
15 minutes.
10 minutes or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's really bad. YouTube, figure it out. Please.
Yeah, you know what? We got bigger problems, but we'll worry about that later.
We really do. We really do.
Yeah, I worked as a scenic carpenter on the set of The Last of Us. I worked for about a 12-month period building sets for the show.
It's a long period.
Super awesome watching the show air and see all of the stuff we worked on and how it is transformed with VFX and magic. Literal sorcery. So, yeah.
They're called blue screens. Well, green screens.
They're-
but they were blue.
You know VFX?
It's called the color blue.
Do you know what VFX stands for?
Video effects?
Just stalling on the
Effects
F-bomb.
on video?
Very extra. Very fucking extra, all right? Because it's like there's regular shit, and there's some like VFX.
That was an
up in
F-bomb,
there.
by the
I
way.
thought we weren't swearing.
Oh, man. I don't... You know what? This channel's never getting monetized anyways.
Yeah, well, we're halfway there, but we. Anyway, moving on. So it's Saturday night, right? The episode's been out for almost an entire week.
Yes.
We stalled on recording this episode because these guys were currently pilgrimaging. Is that a word?
No.
Across.
Pillaging.
Adventuring.
Yeah, adventuring.
Pillaging also
Burning
not properly
villages.
called.
Pilgrimaging. Anyway,
Kidnapping children.
they happen to be rolling through Calgary at this point. We're 24 hours out from the next episode airing,
Yeah.
but this is the window we had, so we're recording this episode. We just watched it to refresh our minds on what happened. There's a lot to talk about. I will say that this episode was it was really interesting for just like story beats and moments, but it was it didn't quite have the same impact.
I think it was a nice breather.
Yeah, I guess it
the
was.
intensity of the crying and the super extreme raw emotions that we had felt in previous episodes. This is just a nice amuse bouche, as we call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we...
Amuse-bouche.
I'm sorry. Elaborate.
Amuse bouche is basically like when you're doing a tasting menu and you get all the tasty things. Amuse bouche is it's like a little like a shot of lemonade rimmed with sugar or something, just to cleanse the palate. It's a palate cleanser.
All right, nerd.
Okay.
Okay.
It's French.
It's French.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that we've been, learned and cultured, I guess let's talk about the episode. So it opens up with a little bit of chitty chitty bang bang.
Is that what we're calling it?
Well,
Man hauling
Standoff.
rabbits.
you can call it whatever you want. We can call it the old
Nope.
boom boom suey. Give him one of those.
Wait, what? It opens with the guy walking back to his cabin with the rabbits in his hand. Does
Oh.
You glossed over the really sad part.
Yeah.
Oh.
The boom boom
It-
suey.
Yeah, the
Yep.
boom boom suey.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with
I
their
mean, to be
good
fair,
friends
like,
Henry and Sam.
Yeah,
The tiny
Yeah.
bro suey suey.
Yeah.
that was one thing. The hard part. The hard part was watching the episode before we recorded this, and then having the wanting to talk about the scenes together and being we should save it for the podcast.
Yeah.
That particular scene, like I was saying upstairs, is more accurate to the game, sort of.
Yeah.
A doing the scene over, but making it a little bit more like the way that it the punchline's a bad way to say
I
that.
think it's just the more
Wow.
the grounded, the
Don't like
punchline, the bullet line, the firing range. I don't know. It
Well,
Going weird.
it hit more like a 9mm. No, it's just
actually a
the fact-
45
yeah.
ACP.
This is our best episode yet. No, I think that it hit more close to reality, in a way. I think there was a hesitation in Henry that you wouldn't necessarily have seen. I didn't see. It sort of in the game just seemed like he was going to shoot Joel for sure or whatever, and that was kind of like a surprise. But it kind of, I don't know. They just did it in a way that was just better. I think.
The game?
No, the
show?
show. I think the
Okay.
show did it in a way that was better.
In the end of the recent episode or the previous episode or the
Yeah. Well, I mean, they started with just the bang, basically,
Yeah.
right? So that we discussed this last episode, right?
Right.
Where he kind of had that moment where you see Joel's sort of thought process transition from oh, I'm gonna get shot to I gotta get this gun out of this guy's hand because he's not doing flipping.
He's
okay.
unstable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly right. Oh, I'm maybe not in danger, but I think he might be. You know what I mean? And it was a little bit of compassion and stuff you wouldn't necessarily see from Joel. And
Yeah.
This is, of course, post them saying, "Yeah, you can come with us to wherever the heck they were
They
going,
were gonna
Wyoming."
be best friends for forever.
There was so much best friend potential, but I think we all know this isn't really a show about that. You know?
Yeah, actually, one
No.
thing I've kind of noticed is that each episode sort of like, you know how Game of Thrones was like famous for axing main characters?
Mm-hmm.
I think this show is sort of, and I know that it's not this show, it's the game,
Yeah.
but in regards to the episodic pace of this show, every single episode is like, hey, look at these people, look at these characters. You like these characters? Bam!
I wonder if
All
it's
right,
just
on to
like
the next episode.
why HBO decided to pick it up. It's like, that's
Yeah, right?
HBO shtick, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
each-
real good at killing people.
Yeah,
I don't
People
know
that
if,
you love.
National Geographic. You love this crab now. Oh God, the crab is an immortal peril.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You get emotionally attached to these characters.
Now watch
and
it get ripped in
taken out
half
of
by
the-
a dolphin. Like, why? Why did you do? I liked dolphins before this.
Oh, dolphins are horrible.
They are. We listen.
Dolphins.
We're not-
We, if you want to find out more about dolphins, come to twitch.tv/seductio. I will tell you all about why dolphins are non-consensual animals, and I don't respect that about them.
It's a great way to say rapists of the sea.
We're supposed to keep dangerous words out of the first 15 minutes.
We were really trying, but we're not doing
Sorry.
so good.
No.
Having some adult
Trigger
beverages.
warning.
We're all here. We had a great dinner, and we
A really great dinner. You know,
Yeah.
not that this is podcast content that would be beneficial to you whatsoever, but I would like you to know I had a great dinner. And we
It's
all
delightful.
did. Yeah, quite delightful. So moving on from that, obviously, yes, we get a scene. Which I want you to tell me about what you said that it was from a show, a sitcom of sorts. That
Yeah, so the two actors that played the lovely couple
yeah,
that was nestled into the woods there, they were, the two actors were, I guess, a callback from, I don't know if it was related to Alberta Film because it was filmed in Alberta or something, but through the Facebook channels that I'm connected to, I guess because of being on crew, yeah, those two actors were both from a TV series called Northern Exposure, and it was kind of an interesting, like, I guess for people who knew that show or like loved that show back in the day, it would have been like,
bomb,
it would have been
yeah.
like, yo, what the, like, it's like watching Roseanne and, you know, and John Goodman or whatever, right? Like the two of them coming back together as like a couple in a series, that would be totally, oh my God. This ninja over here doing it right in front of the mic.
this thing's gonna explode. Just so you guys know, we're like moments away from. This could be the last episode.
Yeah.
The pod last of us.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So like, kind of like, it's kind of like if you think about it, for like our generation, it's like if they ran to like Letterkenny or something, you know, one of those guys, some of those guys.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you saw like Shorzy.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
someone in,
Okay, Shorzy wouldn't even let him in, not even close.
Yeah, but that whole scene was kind of cool. I mean, like, I loved
You made 'em
those
soup?
two. Yeah, you
Made him soup. Yeah, I did.
The way the two of them were just like,
They're
you know.
dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
said. I looked at Tanner. I was like, that's, we've been married for some years.
Wow.
5, 4.
7,
No.
Has it been 7?
We've been together
fucking
for
years?
over a decade.
2016.
Regardless, looking at that couple, it's
6.5.
just like, man, like, I want to be them when we're that age.
Yeah.
Goals, just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like
I want to be them right now.
mad relationship goals. Like, it's just
We moved out of the cities. Don't like people.
Yep.
She's like, I didn't wanna. And he's like,
Yeah, they were wonderful, and I'm glad that they didn't, you know.
kill him. I kind
They-
of I was for sure when they're gonna shoot these
Right?
people,
This-
and I'm gonna have to like.
But she
Be
made them
sad about
soup.
it.
Yeah, it's true. It's
You
true.
don't kill a motherfucker that makes you soup.
I don't know, man. Tell that to some of the emperors and leaders of the world. Some people made him some pretty whack soup.
Yeah, so actually, look at the end of that scene when they leave the cabin is the first time that there's one thing that I wanted to speak with you about.
Oh, specifically me.
Specifically, yeah,
Captain
you
Panic.
Captain Panic, exactly.
Yeah,
That's a great name. So this whole, like, I'm curious because personally, it looked as though Joel was like about to suffer
A heart attack.
a heart failure.
Yeah, it looked like
right?
a heart attack.
And it
for
was like,
sure.
oh no, like what? Interesting. What are they writing into this?
Yeah.
Like, does he have like an ailment that's gonna play into everything here? Apparently, throughout the episode, you find out that he's just
a bitch.
horribly scared.
He's a bitch.
He's dealing with panic
I'm
attacks.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna
Which
love
is-
him.
Coming from
Love him.
somebody who deals with regular anxiety.
Always horrible panic attacks. Crippling.
Yeah, like panic attacks feel kind of like a heart attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do.
You know?
And can lead to heart attacks also.
It's
You get so scared, you just have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
it's so much more believable as a real character
Yeah.
going through that shit, all the stuff we've seen that man go through, and that we've been told that man has gone through. Like him acting like that is like way more realistic.
It makes him more human.
Yeah,
Humanizing,
but I
yeah,
do feel
definitely.
like, especially with the conversation that he has with Tommy later,
Yeah.
where he's like, because I wanted to ask you this. Does that happen? Does that conversation happen where he talks about how he does not feel confident in completing the mission and passes it off to Tommy?
Yes. No. Yes and no. As I remember it, in the game, he does pass the buck to Tommy because that was kind of the original plan. Because Tommy was with the Fireflies, and this is the Firefly mission. So we're gonna get you here, and he was an ex-Firefly. He'll know who to get into contact with to complete this mission.
Right,
And he was
okay.
still kind of trying to pawn her off, basically, right? And so I think there came a point where, he was just basically saying, yeah, Tommy's gonna do the mission or whatever, and then Tommy's like, nah, I actually ain't gonna do that. I'm afraid. And Joel's like, well, that's stupid, right? And so he's like, you can just live here, don't worry about it, blah blah blah. And then
Like that first bit when Joel first rolls into the town, he's like, I came here to save you. And there's like that moment of like the flash in his eyes where he's like, like, cause he obviously doesn't need saving. Like he's happy there. It's like the flash of like, but then no, like I'm just happy to see you. Like,
Yeah, the comfort of a communist fortress is really nice.
The communism. That's so funny. It makes me so happy. Because it's exactly what every anti-commie American, I'm sorry you guys, but you all sound exactly like that. Like, he didn't say a word besides communist, and I knew every feeling he had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that Uncle Sam propaganda talking, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Let's not make this a political podcast.
yeah, right? Communism, right? No, I think that was... It was just a little different. They showed him around the Jackson or whatever, right? The damn city they had created, that damn city, showed him all these. Basically, I think he said that Maria wouldn't let him, if I recall correctly in the game. Maria wouldn't let him go. I think he wanted Tommy to come with him, and I think he stole 2 horses. He's like, I'll tell you what, I'll leave these 2 doors unlocked. You can steal these 2 horses. And this is where I know, like, the last of the Fireflies may have gone. They may be out this way, right? So go get him, Tiger. And he's like, okay, all right. And I think he gives him a gun again or something. Because I don't think they took away his gun, though. They didn't meet in the way that they did that way either. I don't think he was harassed by people on horses or anything.
Like
but
with the dog.
that was a good scene, though.
That
So
was.
that's
That was tense.
that's part 2 of the panic attack sort of happening. And that was interesting in particular because it's like, if you try to sort of think of like triggering what triggers panic attacks or whatever, right? So for him, I mean, just like the dog being there, obviously alone is probably pretty alarming. He's like, "We'll rip you apart, we'll fuck you up," and you're like, okay, the dog looks pretty angry, so we're about to unleash him. But then when it's going to Ellie, he's like, genuinely, he's like going through some Vietnam flashbacks, sort of like what he had in a moment, like when they crashed a vehicle. Or whatever.
Or when they just sneak out of the QZ and they bump into that guard.
Yeah.
And that dude points the gun at Ellie, and he gets a flashback of Sarah, and he beats him to a bloody, vicious pulp with his fists.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely got some unresolved trauma.
And an unhealed hand, I also like to notice. And as this episode highlights, his hand is still fucked up.
Yeah.
So they're staying true to that. There's no cinema sin there. It's just a hairline fracture. It's only going to be broken for the rest of the...
flesh wound.
Shit turned me into a newt. I got better. Yeah, so that, I don't know, that's kind of a bit of a little bit of deviations, but it's like it's world building, right? And I can't remember in my head if Jackson is actually the name of the city that they had built in the OG Last of Us, or if Jackson was a place they moved to in Last of Us Part 2. But it would make sense to sort of have an established Jackson for Part 2, because that's where so much of the beginning of the game starts.
Okay.
Right? That's that city that they're all living in peacefully, or whatever, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Right? So that sort of sets the stage, without spoiling anything. That sets the stage for...
Oh, okay. So interesting, because that's why, like, I guess that moves on to the second thing that was notable from this episode was the potential of Dina being showcased.
Yeah.
Kind of overlooking behind the pillar from in the
just straight
what is it
creeping
called?
too.
Yeah, she was kind of creeping.
It was some sort of diner, basically, like of a sort. They had good food there.
It was more of a saloon or something. Whatever.
That's gonna sound terrible.
So they had all like these.
Wow, what were you trying to do?
I was trying to just lift it up and like move it back a little bit, but it came out of the stand.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, so you see sort of like that diner gives me like mad vibes from Last of Us Part 2, the scene where Dina and her first kiss.
Right.
So Ellie is who I'm talking about. Sorry if that's a spoiler, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Ellie gay. All right. You're going to find out real soon. By the time this is out, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
based
tomorrow.
Based off the last trailer, it looks like they're doing Left Behind next. So we're
Really
gonna
excited for that one.
learn some shit. We're gonna kind of see. That's gonna be interesting to see how the show handles that. But yeah, so like it definitely looked like the place. Like if you cleared the tables out and made like a dancing space, whatever, had like a dance night, it had that same kind of vibe. So I feel like they might reuse that.
Yeah, and like
or something.
I don't know, the actor that plays that person that might be Dina.
Yeah.
Looks cast. To be that actor.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was. Although I couldn't imagine Dina, the character herself, being so coy and weird, fucking hide behind like behind a pillar, like just peeking. I don't know. Maybe there's not a lot of people her age or whatever.
What they said, like in the episode, is that there's just not a lot of people like you around here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And another interesting statement. So what maybe I thought you were talking about. She said, "Well, maybe I'll teach some of them to be more like me," or whatever, right? Which. If you've played Last of Us Part 2, she did teach some people to come on a journey with her, and that things ensue.
Yes, fueled by hatred.
Things ensue, yeah. Yes, it's a very, maybe a fruitless mission of sorts, so we'll have to kind of see how they handle that, but that could be some foreshadowing. I mean, definitely potentially Dina. I honestly did not notice that in the first watch, but on the second watch, like that makes a lot of sense. And you had mentioned that there was notes that they had first met in like a
the article that I that I saw that mentioned that might have been her. It was actually like they had pressed Neil Druckmann for an answer, and he basically was just like, yeah, right.
Tell us.
He had basically like shrugged it off as like, I can't tell you if that is or isn't.
Which is
Dina.
a yes.
Which is a yes.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't liberty to say yes or no.
Neil Druckmann does not comment on rumors or speculation. Equals I
speak to my lawyer.
Terrorists.
It's like, that's a yes.
With gamers, that's probably the more true one. Honestly, we do not negotiate with fucking terrorists.
Yeah, but that article.
I'll burn your house down. Tell me the truth.
That article did say that there was a piece. I don't know if it's a side thing or like some of the dialogue in the second Last of Us Part 2. Did mention something about how Dina met Ellie. The first time that she saw Ellie, and it's similar to that scene. So I think they were inserting that into this episode to sort of like just establish it as canon, as to set it up for season 2.
I think the scene where they have the movie is actually that same building.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
it is.
surprise me for it to be like a community
You're right.
Yeah.
Because that looks like the same fucking place.
It does, right? Because they have the pillars and stuff, like where they're standing at the back. So
and
all we need is a
don't
homophobic guy and a very punchy dad figure.
And I don't actually recall what set that was.
Yeah.
I don't have any recollection of that set, so I don't know if it was a real building or if it was one that was built. But, yeah. Jackson.
Every building is a real building if you believe in it.
Even if it's made of styrofoam.
Whether it supports people on the second floor or not is a completely different story.
Shit, we didn't even talk about that. You want to do some immersion breaking on the old fire pit and the night watch?
The cave.
The night's watch, if you will.
Wait, the fire pit?
The cave that we thought was legit in Canada.
Oh, the cave?
Yeah, the night's watch that Ellie took.
Yeah. Well, so like that cave that they were...
Because you didn't notice it the first time.
I didn't notice it the
So
first
upset.
watch through.
I was very upset.
I know that like working, like it wasn't really like us, right? Like the carpenter, we might have helped with like the frame of it, but like the sculptors that work on the show are insane. Like they would truck in these giant billets of styrofoam that were like 12, 14 feet long by like 6 by 6 just giant, like, and then they would use like hot wire and like almost like a big bow and arrow and like hot wire and like sculpt and cut the styrofoam. It's super badass because they just run like electricity through the wire, right? And like it just cuts like butter.
Could you cut a person with that?
Probably yes.
How bad?
All the way. No crumbs left.
It would cauterize. It would cauterize.
Yeah, it would be brutal.
You could just take somebody's leg and they wouldn't even die.
Also, there wouldn't even be crumbs to begin with.
No.
Can we talk about crumbs being used as like the noun / like pronoun or whatever the heck?
That just
That's-
means pronoun.
Okay, we're going very far off tangent here.
It was one of the skits that Pedro did in his night of hosting SNL.
Okay, that's good.
It's a
That's
little
good.
bit from that.
Yeah, this is the podcast.
It's still on topic technically.
This is the podcast of us,
Yes.
everybody.
I was trying to talk about the sculptors building the cave.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That cave, it kind of blew me away because like that cave structure was in the dirt lot.
For those of you that can't remember, I'm going to draw it for you. Like that, but it's not a cave. It's just a weird rock formation. It's like, and there's
Like
a
an
fire.
overpass.
There's a fire underneath.
It was actually right next to the overpass.
It was.
The Boston QZ
She
overpass.
stood on
yeah.
top of it though.
She did.
She stood on top
There
of it.
was
She was looking at the stars, so it wasn't styrofoam.
No, she stood on top of the giant rock that was next to the cave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True.
Like there's a chance that this cave that was in this episode is not the cave that I saw constructed
Right.
out of foam, but there definitely was a cave.
How many fucking caves has the movie got?
I don't know, right?
The movie.
See, that's the thing. Like if there's more caves, maybe
Kick her
that
out.
cave is in it. Anyway,
So we're very excited about your Cave of Wonders.
I'm actually really invested in this because I love watching I love artsy stuff.
Look, I gotta be honest. This is gonna be, for any of you who haven't already picked this up, this is gonna be a bit of a shithead episode. We've had some news that's been a little bit. We're not gonna address it directly,
Little
but
rough.
a little
Little
rough. So we're goofing off today, and you're just gonna fucking deal with it. You're gonna like it, and that's how it's gonna go. So
you're gonna like it.
you're gonna stay subscribed, and you're gonna keep watching and liking these. All right, no matter how unhinged they get.
Blink 3 times if you're in trouble.
We can't see you.
Hit that like button if you hate this.
But love yourself more than anything else.
Second to the podcast host. So then, so we got all that, whatever. Joel's, panic attack, whatever. Big man, big sad.
Yeah.
No sad, no bad.
Well, like, what are your thoughts? Because that was my biggest question. It's like, what are your thoughts in regards to? I know there's a couple of our friends who are already like, just like, hey, this series is going like off the chain. Like, why is Joel so soft? And this
I
episode,
don't think it's that he's soft though. Like he's still being.
no, soft compared to the superhero of the
Yeah.
game,
I mean, okay,
right?
Yeah, Joel do be hard. You know what I mean? He do be hard. He do be out there, and he do be hitting. and this Joel do be hitting different.
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy still snaps necks and still cashes checks.
He does.
He does.
Proven,
And he
yes.
proves. This is the episode where he grabs a kid. Well, kid, I don't know how old this guy was. 30-something-year-old. Gave him the old noogie, and then the noogie and the necky.
Yeah.
And pulled his brain out of his socket.
old noodle
or whatever,
poodle.
right? Yeah.
I think like,
Decoupled his spine. I think that's pretty. That's pretty Joel-like.
Yeah.
I think that like any like hardcore Vietnam movie or like any war movie worth its salt, like any main like protagonist that's like supposed to be this hardened, person who's like shot 1 million people or whatever, like always has that moment of like breakdown to make it more realistic and more human. Because like you're not gonna talk to anybody who's seen the kind of shit that Joel has seen in real life and expect him to be the Joel that is portrayed in the video game. You know what I mean? I think it's really important the way that they decided to change Joel to make him more human and more, I guess, kind of relatable in a way.
Yeah.
Make him more
Believable.
accessible and believable, yeah.
It translates like better, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like in video games, like a lot of the times people, want to kind of you like feel powerful playing those characters,
You want to be
right?
fucking Master Chief.
But when you're actually consuming it as a piece of media, like a lot of these characters are seeming to be fleshed out a lot more than in the game.
Yeah, for instance, like Bill, right? Bill in the game was like rough and tough and survivor, and then in the series he's rough and tough and survivor and absolute sweetheart.
I fucking love that episode, man.
And very gay.
And very gay. We love him.
He was always gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, even like I'm gonna pull up like The Boys as an example. Like let's say if The Boys was a video game and you were like playing as the main character of Homelander, you would want Homelander to be like the craziest, most psycho person that never has anything.
Whoa.
Hey, let me land. That never has anything like go wrong or whatever. Like I think that like Homelander is such an interesting and like expansive character because you see him break multiple times, and it adds that element of dimension.
Yeah, his character, normally a character like that would not have been written with the depth of a mental break or like the personal turmoil that he experiences.
Isn't written in the comic book as that, by the way.
I actually do not know
in the
about
comic book, Homelander is just basically Superman and is an asshole. And has like no depth to him and sucks. He's a shit character.
Well, okay, here we go.
For The Boys is actually a lot
we got
better.
television writers that are actually like making, because television is a different format, and to be able to have the canvas to extrapolate and like build on a character like that is
and especially for
better.
people like again going back to The Boys, like we have like Tanner and I, we never read the comics, we don't have any backstory, but seeing that character and everything for the first time in film type media, I feel like it's the same kind of thing for people who might not have played the video game of The Last of Us, and seeing Joel as a character for the first time.
And you have to consider that, right? When you look at the numbers of the show, I'm actually curious as to how the numbers of the show would stack up against something like the sales of the game. Right, because gaming is one of the biggest mediums there is.
Yeah,
right?
how would you compare those? I guess
in terms of viewership and sales, right?
Yeah,
you can't assume every sale is a full beat of the
Right.
game, right? You can't assume that, but at the same time, the game has released fucking 12 times. I bought it like 3, so I'm about to buy it again when it comes out on PC. So that's the second one there. But like I bought it on PS3, bought it on PS4. If I had a PS5, I'd buy it for that. But I'm going to buy it for PC instead. I think that it's hard to sort of say, but it'd be interesting to know which Joel ends up being the more memorable Joel. I think it's a genuine question.
I like the way that's said because it's like a little bit of a, like there is one and the other.
Yeah.
And like I said in a previous episode, like Neil Druckmann has had the chance to rewrite things and refine to elevate how the story hits.
Yeah.
And I think maybe like I'll say again, this whole like Joel being real and like vulnerable and soft in ways I think is better because it's a more believable character. It makes me I think of it as a real person rather than a fake person. But the reason I brought it up is because I feel like the people like you, not specifically you, but people who are highly invested in the video game are like pissed because they're like, God damn it, you're changing Joel. And that's the only reason I brought it up is because I feel like they're mad.
Are you mad?
No.
Lol, you mad, bro?
No. You know why? I mean, I also have frequent panic attacks. You can have a good one a day. I'm mad that his panic attacks are so short.
Yeah, no shit, hey.
I would like to know.
No,
I would like to
actually.
know how to have a 15-second panic attack. That'd be great.
Yeah, especially with a 14-year-old girl like hounding you at the back, being like, if you die, I'm fucking dead.
Are you fine? Just and no, it was like in that moment where he was just like, I'm fine, and then it all went away. I'm like, is that all it fucking takes?
Yeah, exactly. Someone tells you just don't freak out. Oh shit!
Have you ever tried just feeling better? Oh my god, it works.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Try breathing. I'm like, I fucking can't. So no, I think that I like that. I like the breakdown that he has. I think that was nice because he has a similar conversation with Tommy, but it's not so vulnerable, right? He never really expresses his like truest vulnerability until like pretty much the end of the game, and that's kind of what makes it so special, right? He has these little like glimpses, these little like moments. The giraffe, which God willing, there'll be a giraffe in here.
No comment.
If there's no giraffe, 0 out of 10, not famous. Review bomb it.
Well,
You know?
yeah, I can't see. I can't say what they cut, but you know what? I'm just gonna not say a fucking
They
thing.
cut a giraffe in half?
They cut a giraffe in half.
They just need the neck?
Yeah,
That's
well,
fucked up.
Let's change the name of this episode immediately.
Yeah, he's the old man.
Half a giraffe.
Half a giraffe. Oh my
we
God,
actually
it's so good.
Dude, okay, here's the thing. We've actually already planned out the name for the episode. If a giraffe shows up, it's the Giraffes of Us.
Right? Yes, we did. We did.
That's undefeatable.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's undefeatable,
yeah.
right? And I just don't think it gets better than that. So if there is no giraffe, expect this podcast to be deleted immediately, and you'll never hear from us again.
Actually, you know, this is a good spot to just. This is kind of an aside, but it's related to the production. No,
Yeah.
actually, no, I shouldn't talk about this because it's.
Yeah, you can talk.
No, I can't. I can't.
No, you can't?
No,
No?
no, I can't because it's. Yeah, it's about an episode that's coming out later on.
Okay.
It's once.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, I'll hold that
Contractually
thought.
bound.
You
Yeah.
guys got to come back for that.
I am more sensitive to my contractual obligations.
I heard that they closed down the Calgary Zoo for a little while.
Shut up, Steve.
I heard that that's
Hey.
what was said from
Hey.
a random Calgarian on the street.
That was
He
a
said-
rumor, and that was
He's-
fucked up and incorrect information.
He said, "Dude, I was just trying to go to the zoo today, and a giraffe was missing. What kind of shit is that?" And so,
It was
and,
half a giraffe.
I
Yeah.
count them.
and-
I
and-
know.
And so,
They only took the head of the giraffe.
yeah,
The rest was just walking around.
they
I
left
swear
the
to
other
God.
half there.
the veterinarian kept saying, "Dude, we can't put it back. Don't do it." Okay.
We can
You know,
rebuild
yeah.
him.
We don't have the technology.
A scenic carpenter's not enough to kill safely cut a giraffe. That's not a scalpel. That's a buzzsaw, dude.
No, they have the hot
wires.
They have the hot wire.
They sent in the sculpting team. Now we're talking. Okay. You know, we've talked about this. I'm not the biggest fan of horses. So, I mean,
A giraffe is a horse with a long neck,
They're
actually.
really
Right?
long
Shit.
horses.
you could probably trust them even less. Think of how much
Long
spying
horse.
Think of how much spying a giraffe could do on you. You know?
Sorry,
How much
say that again.
spying?
Yeah.
I heard spine.
Yeah.
Imagine
Because
well,
giraffe with its...
It has a really long spine.
I'm just telling you, if a giraffe was actually secretly a government drone, and he chose to stick his fucking head in your third floor window,
What are you going to do?
I don't
What are you
nothing,
gonna do?
nothing.
It's terrifying.
I'm packing kilos of
Can you imagine how
creatine.
big they're like? How do they hide it? This thing's head's probably fucking huge.
Why do I have kilos of creatine? I don't. That's a legal substance. I just
The sentence. Can you imagine a giraffe being a government drone? Will stick with me for years.
well, I mean, we all know birds aren't real, so we may as well get
I'm
full.
sorry, I'm still stuck on the giraffe spine.
Yeah.
So this is going well. Carrying on from that, we get Joel crying, sad. You know, my daughter died. That sucks. There was actually a scene I saw that I didn't notice the first time when he looks into the crowd after his third panic attack. This is in the middle of Jackson. He's leaning up against a telephone pole or something. of
Yeah,
the
he
sort.
sees somebody
Who-
that has the
he's
same
got
hairstyle.
the frizzy hair, and looks older. And he's like, "Whoa, what? That's Buck." That's okay. He didn't say that, but like,
No.
he's like,
He was
"That's
a lot more sad about it.
that could be my daughter. That
That's
might be
Buck."
my daughter. What?"
But
Well, there's a lot of hope, you know, in Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things you ain't seen in a long time. You know, like Ellie says, this place fucking works.
Yeah.
Wow.
this place fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that. You can look it up.
Communism fucks.
I think it also.
Oh, the communism. We gotta get to that.
Yeah,
at
that's
some
we'll
point.
get to that.
We gotta get to that point. But yeah, so he sees that the sort of the back silhouette, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how silhouettes work. And he sees that, and he like walks towards her and turns around and hugs her little kid.
Yeah, I think there's
Which
a lot
is-
of layers there,
But
right?
yeah, Rich is like,
he
yo,
just-
you ain't even got a kid anymore.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sucks. And he doesn't congratulate Tommy on his marriage.
No.
Because-
He actually looked kind of like upset about it.
Well, okay, so you know, we need to look at this in the lens of Joel.
Yeah.
Joel doesn't know where his fucking brother is. He's been in radio communication with him for
Yeah.
however long, while he's been gallivanting with fireflies,
And
running
then
around
the
doing
communication
stupid
stops.
shit. Then it stops. Then he finally finds this fucker after traveling all over the place. He's like, "Oh, I'm married. I'm fucking living the dream." And he's like,
Cool.
"I came here to save you."
Yeah,
Kind of lit that you.
it's different when he's like, I married a communist dictator.
Well, it's also like, can you imagine
who
the
better to
feeling-
marry than that? I mean, honestly, if you're gonna be in a,
Can you imagine the feeling like, I came here to save you, thinking that like you're doing the right thing, and then like realizing that the thing that you're trying to save your brother from is like actually better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just had
All the
lost
bull-
Tess too.
Yeah.
Like not that
How's
long
Tess
ago.
doing? She's fine. She's fine.
Yeah.
She's good.
I bet
Yeah.
you Joel
Not
would have
dead.
been less triggered if Tommy said he married a clicker. Like
Like, honestly,
communist
I mean,
dictator,
bad.
worse.
well, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
he's from Texas, dude. That's the worst shit you could have said. You know?
Yeah.
I do love the scene where he's like, "So what? It's like communism." No, Tommy.
Yeah, no, it ain't like that.
It ain't like that. It ain't like that. She's like, Maria. No, it is. It is exactly.
Yeah, we're
like
on a
that.
commune. We are
We are the
communists.
This is communism, and he just goes.
Yeah.
He keeps walking, like washes, like wipes his hands with his brother's bullshit.
It's funny, yeah, because he's looking at her. He's just like, "Damn it, you're saying the quiet part out loud."
Exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to win my brother over here. Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then her quote too. She doesn't seem to like him very much,
Mm-hmm.
which was interesting because I don't think they've met, but obviously she's heard stories where she said something about how well, they think you're bad people, or you left bodies hanging up or whatever, right? And then said people who do bad things aren't necessarily bad people or whatever, right? Something to that avail. She's like, sometimes.
Yeah, and then that mad dog stare.
Mad dog stares at Joel, and Joel's like,
Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
and he's like, all right, okay, whatever, right?
Even in the scene when she's cutting Ellie's hair, and Ellie's like, "Well, Joel did that too," and he like,
Or Tommy.
Tommy
yeah.
did that too, and he was like, or she was like, well, he was following Joel. Like, what is Tommy said to her
Yeah.
about Joel?
Yeah, good question. Because
Right?
Joel says the opposite, actually.
Yeah, like
Tommy's
they
a
were doing
follower.
it. They were doing it like together.
Yeah.
Tommy was the follower whenever
Yeah.
Joel described it. Oh, he
Yeah.
always ends up in shit, and I always got to save his dumb ass.
Yeah.
Right? And then, so, I don't know what story she's hearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't necessarily line up. I don't know. So, that's kind of an interesting thing. So, I know in the game, Maria doesn't really like Joel either, so that's why they just steal the horses or whatever. Or he's like, I'll leave 2 horses out, and you run at dawn, and my wife will beat me later.
Hey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, maybe maybe he's into that. I don't know. It's he is a follower, so bottom energy. But so you get to the point where then they've left. Obviously Joel's, "You're not my daughter," whatever the heck. They have that big fight. He's just like, "Yeah, you're right. You ain't my daughter," and she's so sad about it. She's so upset and hurt, and it's a very sad scene actually, right? Everyone I've lost people too, and he's like, "You're a kid, shut up." No one gives a fuck, basically, right?
Actually, that line was funny because he was like, "You don't know anything about loss." It's like, where the fuck do you think she grew up?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you think she has seen?
I feel like everybody here
Yeah.
knows a good chunk or two.
You don't know
about
anything
loss.
about loss. Like, excuse?
He had a normal childhood.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: that she grew up in a
That's all she
quarantine
knows.
zone.
Yeah.
Shit's
Her
all
parents
she
are
knows.
dead, at least.
She went to school with Fedra. Like,
Literally all
Yeah.
she knows.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But he
everybody's
doesn't.
dead.
This next episode sort of will serve to show what
Her backstory.
her
Yeah.
definition of loss is, and sort of
Yeah.
what that's going to entail.
Well,
right? And
it's
what-
interesting because Ellie learned about Sarah. Sorry, I was going to say Nico, but Ellie learned about Joel's daughter.
Yes,
in
thank you
this
for bringing that up,
episode.
Yes.
Finally.
And so then in the next episode, is it just a flashback or is it going to be Ellie telling the story to Joel?
It's going. I think it's going to be a flashback. I think it's
well,
going to
with
be.
the way the episode ended, like, I mean, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I-
yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna have a good
I-
chat or anything.
Just so you know.
He's like
Yank
unconscious.
this knife
Yeah.
out. Oh, you got shanked? Let me tell you what happened at the mall.
I have a story for you.
Yeah, we
now
went
Hey, are you
shopping at the
okay? Now
mall.
that you're quiet, let me talk.
Yeah, I had a really cool friend. He's just dead the whole time.
Literally bleeding out.
Yeah. So we'll see a lot of that. I think that was kind of exciting. I was happy to see that. I was like, okay, so they are doing that. But I do wonder, like, how deep into this are they going?
Well, yeah,
I
because we got
don't-
3 episodes left.
don't think you can capture the magic of the last
part of the game.
The fucking last part of the game in this.
Just wait till you see when they saw the giraffe in half.
Yeah, the half giraffe.
Have the
So
hot wire.
actually, there's one glaring.
One psychopathic guy's like, please just let me kill this fucking thing, dude.
There's one thing that I need to point
Hitman,
out.
he's got a barcode on the back of his head. This is my mission the whole time. I've been trying to do this all day. Sorry, go ahead.
There's one thing that I need to point out that like, I don't. It worries me, and I know that like I'm sure they're gonna do it justice.
Yeah.
But, they've for some reason they showed a picture of the episode title and the episode duration for the 3 remaining episodes.
The last one better be an hour and a half.
It's 45 minutes.
What?
The finale is 44 or 45 minutes.
It can't be.
And I was like, why? Like the episode 7 and 8 are full length, and then the finale is like a 45-minute episode.
Is
And
it
I'm
a
like,
wind
why?
down?
I don't know.
But I don't know the next.
Normally a
so- okay,
finale
so
is a
wait,
bit
so
of a
then the ne-
double.
Right, yeah.
So we have 3 left.
We have 3 left. We have
The
7,
next one
8,
is
and
going to
9.
be an hour and a half, you said?
Just under an hour.
Just
I
under
think
an
they're
hour, an
54
hour.
minutes, 55 minutes.
So left behind, an hour, and then
Yeah.
probably a bit of what happens after. You have what happens with the Raider camp and the
David
winter.
or whatever.
David, yes. Which I think justifies an episode
probably episode
or
8.
2.
It's probably episode 8.
Wait, am I going to be right? Am I going to be right in that it ends in the winter after they deal with the winter raiders?
To be fair, the filming that took place here was through the winter.
Well, it was through the winter. I mean, well, it doesn't necessarily.
I guess they
the
can go
filming
anywhere. They can go
sequence can
yeah.
Yeah.
take advantage
Inside
of. Yeah.
sets exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying
But it's
before,
like-
Jakarta.
we
Yeah.
we shot a lot of episode 1 at the very end of the production.
I don't
So-
think I just don't know how you do that whole dynamic justice of what happens after this episode, right at the end where he's stabbed when
Yeah.
those ransacking
Well,
little-
spoilers, Jesus.
he was stabbed.
He was stabbed with a baseball
That's
bat.
not a spoiler.
Which
Well,
actually,
no, at the end of the episode.
yeah, at the end of this
Yeah.
episode, it's a shanked with a baseball bat.
was it?
It was,
Yeah, it was
the
like a
handle
broken-
of a baseball bat.
Broke the. You know.
How the fuck did?
Oh, we're well
we're
done.
watching now. We're watching now.
Yeah, well, okay, you know. Hey, here's an idea. Shut up. No, yeah, I don't know how we. He's there has to be that
The rebar or whatever.
Well, that was like you're fucked. In the game, I think it's smarter what they did in the show.
Okay.
You're more likely to survive what happened to Joel in the show than
Yeah, 'cause
you
he
are.
gets straight up like impaled, like
He gets-
entrance and
Splinters
exit.
in your fucking aorta, my guy.
Wait,
Yeah,
aorta.
they missed his
That's in
aorta.
your
They
neck
missed
as
him.
well?
They hit him in a kidney at best. They hit
Yeah.
him. He's got 2 of those.
I mean, they travel. You guys ever hear
Yeah.
about fiberglass splinters?
Yeah, that's
She'll
not.
fuck you
That's
up.
not wood though,
That's
what,
that's
wood
in
can
your veins.
travel?
dude. We're wood guys.
We're talking about Hollywood here.
We're wood.
Hollywood.
Oh,
You ever been stabbed by Hollywood? You ever been?
missed that pun
Yeah,
completely.
yeah, that's
Thank you,
good.
sir.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, real recognize real. So, cheers to that one. But no, I think the David arc wraps it up because that's going to be what really kind of defines their relationship because that is when our favorite hero ish type of guy
Superman?
is Homelander. Sorry for people who don't watch The Boys.
If you don't, you should.
Get better taste. It show's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that I think we need to see that whole self preservation aspect because that leads into Ellie's arc as she moves into the next part of the of her journey as a character, right?
Yeah. So,
Their relationship develops a lot once
in my memory of the game, so Joel gets injured.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what happens to Joel. Like, he has to rehabilitate.
He's in a
correct?
goddamn garage, bleeding
Yeah.
out. They're trying to find.
So how does he
penicillin.
survive that?
If she finds penicillin dealing with local raiders,
Okay, yeah,
who
that's
are
ringing a
another
bell.
type of R word. Unfortunately,
HBO.
yes. So I wonder what we might see there.
Yeah, from what I've-
they've got cages. So that's good. And pets. And,
From what
and
I've
weird
heard-
things.
Pets.
Yes, they're not good people. I'm sorry to spoil this, but you'll probably figure it out pretty quick that they're not good people when
Well,
you're
I
a
mean, you
14-year-old
can't really call
girl
it-
running around.
You can't really call it
the
a...
other R word. You mean rainbow enthusiasts?
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
rascals,
Yeah, little
yes.
rascals.
rapscallions.
Little rapscallions.
You can't really... We can't really call
Dolphins.
spoilers on this because... What, you know the statute of limitations of, like, spoiling a movie?
Yeah.
You can't spoil The Last of Us because it's, like, the game came out more than 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That thing is going to kill us all.
I need to hit it. Like
Can
a
you...
couple times.
He's literally holding a stick of TNT.
Steven.
Thing's gonna kill us.
Steven, please. Just use.
What did it say one time? It's like last night, like goodbye.
This
Last
is the
time. Goodbye.
Last time it said my vapes.
Oh, it said
Literally,
time out.
time over.
Time over.
I'm
yeah,
pretty
it
sure
was-
what it said was the end is nigh.
Yeah, it was very. It was very
If
like.
this vape
doom-
was like, use me again, and you'll lose your teeth, and not in like the fun,
My
Fallout
God.
way, the like they'll blow into your brains kind of way, looking like a clicker type thing. So yeah, so I think I'm most excited to sort of see that arc because David was actually a pretty good character, and he's played by Nolan North, which is funny because Nolan North plays Nathan Drake. So it's like
Nathan Drake.
from Uncharted.
Oh.
Naughty Dog's other hit series turned into a movie featuring Mark Wahlberg
Featuring actual Mark
and
Wahlberg.
Tom Tolland.
Solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I gotta go to bed, guys.
Draithen Nake. He's a very good character. Yeah. So that's. I think that's going to be exciting. I wonder who they would cast. I hope they have to do that arc, obviously, right? Like this is what it's leading to. The way that it all happened, the injury, it's different. Before he like fell off a balcony like 2 stories onto a fucking impalement of doom, where you're like, you're so fucked, right? Like here, no human being in a post-apocalyptic world survive. A human being right now ain't gonna survive that. You know what I mean? Like you might, but you ain't walking right for the rest of your life. You know
Hey,
what I
man,
mean?
you know, Gandalf flew down there with the Balrog, came right back.
Different Gandalf, though.
That's yeah, I'm pretty sure Gandalf would have done something about the fucking cordyceps before it, destroyed the entire Middle Earth. But whatever.
Gandalf came back as a different color, man.
Whoa,
Yeah.
we don't even color this. Right?
Sorry,
this is already a little too
different
racy of
shade?
a podcast. There you go.
That still
Thank you.
does, I don't know if
Thank
that
you.
still helps.
No, shade's fine.
Gray.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm
He
colorblind.
was the gray and he came
He
back
was
as
the gray,
Gandalf
he
the
came
White.
back as the white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of
Actually-
that's actually a bit of problematic, kind of.
You guys want to hear something fun? You guys want to hear something fun?
Only.
So, another passion and hobby of mine, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, Gadget the Mathery. Yeah.
Check out the
Thank
Rogue's
you.
Passage. Quick name
No,
drop.
you can't check out the Rogue's Passage yet. It's not released. We're
It
working
will
on
be?
that project.
The Rogue's Passage. Is that like
that's
Busta?
it is now.
Because I'm so into it.
It is technically a polite way of saying the back door.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
That's
so
going into my lexicon. Write that down. This is a clip. Clip this.
I tried to help you. I'm sorry.
Anyone got a Rogue's Passage out there want to loan me?
so I'll go on to talk about the thing that I was bringing up. Magic the Gathering has been like exploring, working with other IPs. Okay, we're really off the rails here. Just a little curious.
Yeah. No,
A little
that's fine.
curious.
Yeah, it's
So
2023. That's
They've
fine.
been releasing like limited edition cards
Okay.
using other IPs like The Walking Dead, Stranger Things.
If they
They-
get Last of Us cards, I'm going bug.
They might,
Don't.
but they recently did Transformers. They did Godzilla. Now, what's coming
What are
up?
they like, though? Are they any
Just hold
They're
on.
sick.
Later this year, they're coming out with an entire set that is Lord of the Rings,
Oh, that's
and
okay, whatever.
people are pissed because they're like Gandalf is going to be a card in Magic the Gathering. So like, some people that are like really invested in magic are just like, I don't want Gandalf being canon in my universe.
Oh no!
You know?
Sorry, you're saying fantasy nerds are
mean-
pissed that a different fantasy character is coming
mean-
into their fantasy universe?
mean
That
Gandalf?
sounds
Correct.
on brand.
Can
to be
fight
fair with you.
Negan?
Like honestly.
Yeah, you know what?
Gandalf versus Negan, and Negan might actually win.
You know what's funny is that Lord of the Rings is like one of the most applicable IPs ever because it's
Yeah.
like fantasy
Yeah.
realm with dwarfs, wizards.
Yeah, and I'm sorry,
Dragons,
people still
like-
have a problem with
Yeah.
Transformers.
Yeah,
Right?
it's hilarious.
That's where they draw issue.
I like
They're
where they
you
draw
know
the
what?
line. Yeah, this
You know
is
what?
fun.
Yeah, so look out later in 2023, Lord of the Rings, playable in Magic the
Wizards
Gathering.
of the Coast. Do they do? No, I'm thinking.
Wizards of the Coast does Magic the Gathering
Who
and
does
Dungeons and
Warhammer?
Dragons. Sorry, what?
Who does Warhammer?
Warhammer is Game Workshop.
Intolerable of a company. They're insufferable.
Games
to work with
Workshop?
from yes, Games Workshop. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
beer.
like pay to play IRL.
Yeah, it's insane. I really want
It's
to
pay to
try
win.
it.
Yeah.
I want to
yeah.
try it,
Pay
but
to
you,
win,
you know,
yes.
if you want to try it, virtual, what is it called? Virtual tabletop.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's VR and regular,
Oh well.
but you can play any
You know
board game
which-
you want.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Strapping the old Quest on.
Yeah.
Anime titties over here and the 40K right over there.
Play some Warhammer.
No, for sure. I'd actually be so into that. That'd be a fun crossover, though, right?
Welcome to the Warhammer podcast.
Where none of us actually know anything about Warhammer.
Never played.
Don't none of us. That's not true. You guys want to talk about Necrons for 4 hours? I'm here for
the none
it.
of us.
None of us.
The nobody gives a shit about us.
That's a killer name. God,
The none of us. Can it just be like an N-U-N? Hold on. Where does this go? Look at that. It's like right. It's right in the way. I like that. Just where I like it.
Look at that.
So let's think about what our predictions are going to be then for how they're wrapping it. Because I've spoken my truth. How I think they're going to close it. I think they're going to close it with the David saga. I think, there'll be a rehabilitation period for Joel.
Is that how the game goes? There's a rehabilitation period
yeah.
where he's just like
There's like 3
off
months.
to the side.
3 months.
3 months
I
he
think,
sits
or something. Yeah.
Really?
He would be dead for sure. It's some shit like that. It's either that or it's like
Who's feeding him?
Ellie.
She's
Hunting
going back to him every day.
rabbits. She's hunting rabbits, and he's in a garage. And
Yeah,
she's
how are they
keeping
going to
him
fit that
warm,
into
and-
the last 3 episodes?
To be
I
honest
don't
with you, this
know.
would probably be like a really ideal time because they're kind of like they're just starting to introduce like all this trauma
Yes.
that he's experienced and how he's struggling with it.
And how he's
Yeah, he
scared
kinda
of
needs a
taking
break.
care of her.
And
and he's
also
weak.
and he's scared of caring about her.
Yeah.
Right?
And now
I
he
think
is
this could
mortally.
kind of flip the script there.
Yeah.
And
that's the
he's
part of the
gonna-
game too, right?
Yeah. I think
is the
this might
scene-
actually be an ideal time
And one of
to
the
explore
best
that.
scenes in Last of Us, I think, is when he gets. I think he's originally like fucking shot, actually, and then like limping or whatever around like
Yeah.
Ellie's arm, and then I think he falls over the banister and gets impaled. So that's when you're like, you're
Oh my god.
I think that's how it went.
Self-inflicted
I could be
almost?
mistaken. Yeah, as well. Someone like jumped out to attack or something, and he
It was a monkey.
took him with
Someone,
him.
Yeah.
And
someone who knows this game better than you is going to be messaging
And
you.
you know what? I'm drunk, so meet me in the comments. All right, leave a comment. You're probably right, but as I remember it, either way, I know the scene and I remember it quite well. He has his arm over her, and she's like, "Don't walk, go, stop, don't die, quit being a bitch." She's like yelling at him, trying to amp him up, and like you're still in your third person, you're walking or whatever, but like everything's going white and fading or whatever the hell, right? And you like barely get to the horse, and you like slump on, and then like. She starts riding it, and then you just like, if I recall correctly, Joel just like slumps off after a certain point in time, and then it like cuts to like it gives you a time, sort of like the show does.
Yeah.
However many days, weeks, months later.
Well, it's
And
sort of what
it's-
happens, right? He falls
and
off the
then
horse.
it's a little rabbit, oh, a little rabbit, and shot in the fucking face with an arrow, and you're like, holy shit! And then Ellie just like grabs it. I
I feel
remember.
like that harkens back to the beginning of this episode where they have the rabbits.
They stole the rabbit. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Mhm. Yeah. They could tie this in really well.
And he was even asking, I think, well, do you know how to gut it or whatever? They were talking about something like
dress
that.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, right? Well, I'd like to learn. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. So there's like a lot of...
Yeah, she had a bit of practice there with that stalker that was trapped in the rocks, you know?
Exactly.
Which she doesn't know about.
What's that?
Joel doesn't know about. She never said anything about that.
I wonder if that'll ever get brought up again.
That was a little bit of a peculiar scene.
Yeah.
I think we really got to the bottom of it.
I think
though.
you did, but
we
it was
yeah.
it just I feel like you needed to dissect it.
Yeah.
You know,
It stood
and it
out
was just
for
a really
sure.
flash in the pan moment.
Yeah, because I was like, wow,
And
this
they're
was like
"Well, I'm gonna leave that with you. Bye."
it was a very short little scene, and like just the audacity to like approach and just like I'ma cut you, and
But
like
it's like she's not afraid
just
of it.
split your head open, right? And then just like casual observe, and then be like,
Yeah, she's
all right, I'm
fucked
done
up.
with you, and then.
Yeah.
I know that it was more complex than that, and there was
Yeah.
definitely a lot of like there was character building in there, but I definitely remember watching that scene, just being like, "Whoa!"
This next episode's going to show us, I think. I think this next episode is going to show us what her relationship is with these creatures on her own. You know what I mean? Right? I think it's going to show
Yes, because we're gonna get the backstory
of
of
how she got
Yeah.
bit. And we know now, if you have watched after the episode to the next episode trailer, which I try not to watch, but I kind of had to know because I kind of needed to know what they were going to do. I needed to know. I cheated, right? I like to just wing it here, but whatever. And I saw, she's with her.
bang.
she's with her friend there, so it's a pretty important kind of.
What's her friend's name again?
Fuck me, man.
That's a really weird name to name a child.
Yeah.
Is that her full name?
Fuck me, man.
FMM, yeah. So, I like how you went to say it. I appreciate that. I respect that about you. Riley.
Riley,
Right,
correct.
yes. Yeah, Riley.
It came
Yeah.
to me. It came to me. So fuck off, fanboys. Yeah. So that's. I think that we're gonna get. So yeah, we're gonna get a whole episode. I think of Left Behind, because Left Behind's
Cool.
like 3 hours long, probably. Story content mostly.
3
So-
hours playtime.
but it's like mostly story content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of it is just like exposure and like character building and connection. So like they're gonna have to condense that. That'll be like an episode, and then we may see the David arc, and then I think we may see the end of that. And then if we're lucky, because I know we're hearing Neil Druckmann part 2 already, blah blah. But I think they're jumping the gun. I think that they would be fucking stupid to make this into two seasons of it. We're done.
Yeah.
I think that doesn't make sense for a game as
Yeah.
long as this and as much story as there is.
It wouldn't give it justice, especially in the way that they've like done it up to this point, where they're really like extrapolating on things that
expanding characters.
Yeah, like the whole Bill arc and whatnot. Yeah.
We might not see the giraffe this season. It is fucking winter, and there's not a lot of giraffes running around in winter.
I'm
but-
going to give my prediction for the
Alright.
finale. I think that we're going to see a decapitated giraffe.
Okay, just admit it.
Eyebrow
raise.
You killed the giraffe, and you put it
It
on
was
set.
Kali the whole time.
Just admit it.
It was me.
Deal. You thought it was a giraffe, but it was me. Deal. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, honestly, that's just been the goofiest of us, if we're being fucking honest here.
Yeah, we'll be back next episode to our regular boring selves.
Yeah, normal fashion. We've just decided to make this one a little bit more degenerate. We're
We had a chance. We
Yeah,
had an
it's
opportunity.
special.
we're decompressing a little bit, and then we're processing, and we're seeing what we're doing with the future of our cast, to see what we can and can't do just going forward. So we want to make sure we're playing within the lines, and hopefully we are. So hopefully you've enjoyed us goofing off, you know? If you like goofy, funny podcasts, maybe this is the one for you. Maybe you like this one. Maybe you hate the fucking rest of them because we're matter-of-factual, you know? Hopefully we said some stuff that was relevant to you and was relevant to your family. And hopefully your kids have been all...
Also, your cats and your dogs
Your cats and
must
your
have
dogs?
loved it.
your cats, your dogs, I hope they have all been baptized. Because if not, they're not going to a good place.
I didn't know where you were going
Jeez.
with that.
I
Yeah.
didn't either.
As for the back catalog, if you've made it this far,
Wait, do you
honestly.
have the fungus drink?
Oh yeah, we were gonna drink the
Let's
fungus
drink the white
drink.
fungus drink.
Oh.
There's only one chance we have to all drink the white fungus drink.
Yeah, we'll do it as a close. Do you want to get it, Kelly?
I got
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, we have
Also
a drink.
Also the milkus.
I just realized the relevance of it because it's fungus.
Yeah. We were.
You just-
doing-
That
There's-
was not the intention, is the thing.
that.
Yeah, we're the cordyceps
Okay.
drink. So
Yeah.
we special extra bonus content. We are going to drink cordyceps live
this is gonna
on
be
the podcast.
What am I saying?
Nikocado avocado.
Yes.
The mukbang.
No.
Mukbang.
What the fuck did I just say? It is not going to be what I just
Your
said.
dyslexia makes so much good content.
It's a mook. This guy's a fucking mook. This is going to be a mukbang of a single beverage from a very oriental marketplace.
Yeah.
In which it's called some sort of fungus drink, and I
Yeah,
gotta be honest, if I turn into a zombie,
I just want to be a bloater.
oh, you do?
Yeah.
Why?
Just a childhood dream.
Always dreamed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fart a lot. Are you ready for that?
You know, I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So
Bloaters don't drink milk. Well, you know what?
I have a lot of practice.
I didn't find a lot of notes in The Last of Us 1 or 2 that said what bloaters did or didn't drink.
How do you know?
The Rat King might drink milk.
Didn't we determine that bloaters were only NBA athletes?
Yeah, he's fucking huge. Well, I mean, yeah, no, or sumo wrestlers or some shit. The hell was that, man? Honest, anything that could pick a guy up by his waist and snap him in half.
You know what's funny is that last episode, it was 5 that all went down. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was cast to play that bloater.
Yeah.
And he was in like full practical suit. It was full practical. Now, the interesting thing was when I saw that episode, it looked full CG.
Yes.
And it wasn't. I saw there's been some videos posted of like the filming process. Not me posting it.
CYA.
Basically like the dude coming out in
I
like the bloater suit.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe he was in a mocap suit. But like going up and like swinging his fists and then people being pulled away by wires and shit, right? But like there was a full practical bloater suit that he was in.
Was it the same size?
Yeah. Like 1-to-1. The
How
dude's
much do you
huge.
think it would cost to get a real doll of that made?
A real doll? Oh my god.
Only hitting us with the real questions here.
I'm
Sponsored by Adam and
I'm
Eve.
legitimately asking.
So, sorry to cut y'all off, but I'm sitting here. I'm reading the ingredients of this white
Is there
fungus drink.
caffeine?
No, there's no
Cordyceps?
caffeine. This is okay. So we
Straight up poison.
we went to our local Asian supermarket and got like a bunch of like really really great stuff, like seafood and stuff, and we decided that we needed to find the most interesting beverages that we could find, and we came across this white fungus drink, which I don't know, Tanner, if you want to hold it up. It's literally just a sticker slapped on the front of it.
Can't see the
Because it's not in English.
I see, yeah, because it's not in English.
Why do a fungus drink?
But the ingredients,
It has white fungus in it.
yeah, well, it just made me chuckle.
What? You can't just name things a color.
Yeah, mushrooms have names.
Water, white fungus, sugar, thickener,
Oh.
synthetic sweetener, potassium,
Thick.
sucralose, artificial vanilla flavor, acidity regulator, and here's the kicker: bird's nest.
What?
Let me see that.
Listen,
Excuse me, are we drinking this right before bed?
Fucking bird's nest.
There's
I would like-
1.2 milligrams per liter
of bird's
of
nest.
bird's nest.
I would like to know what kind of bird we're speaking of. Sorry, this is the ASMR section.
Does this show up on camera, the bird's nest part?
I have some concerns.
Fucking.
I'm doing it.
Fucking.
I think my biggest thing is I'm worried it's going to be thick.
Well, yeah, it's the fact it just
That's what
says thickener.
Don't say
Thickener.
That's
Yeah.
what
Sugar,
That's what
it
she
says
said.
That's
Sugar,
episode
comma,
7, titles, thickener.
Sugar thickener.
You said you wanted to be a bloater.
All right,
Yeah,
hit me with the bird's nest.
I don't know what's.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a
stinks,
bloater. It's another
Oh, I
thing
don't
to
know
just
if
be
I'm gonna-
bloated.
It smells interesting.
I don't like mushrooms
I don't
as
either.
like a baseline.
Get out.
Exactly, yeah.
I want to
No,
like
straight up.
mushrooms. Is
I
it thick? I don't know.
It
Here.
looks a little thick.
Ugh.
No,
I
I'm not gonna do it.
personally welcome our
Unless
mushroom
it's
overlords.
your show. You can take the first sip.
This is definitely bonus content.
This
You
is
do it.
bonus
You do it.
content. You
For-
heard it here first.
On bonus content. And, this
White
is, you know what?
fungus.
This is for you. Anybody who makes it to this part or like this far into the episode,
Or click to the end. You fucking.
you don't know what you're
asshole.
going to get. I'm going to take a sip. It's either going to be like a, that's interesting, or a,
What if it's like a yo? I'm drinking this all. Get out of here.
It smells
ooh, that smells strange.
like it doesn't smell sweet. It doesn't smell like.
Just,
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
That is not just liquid. There is chunks.
No, I can't do it. I
Wait,
can't.
like aloe juice? Is it like aloe juice?
Hey.
No, I bet that's the fungus.
Wait, there's like...
Don't you fucking...
I'm serious.
That was...
Don't you dare.
When we had ramen the other night, the little black parts in it were black fungus.
Don't you wimp out on me. That's what I'm
All
saying.
right,
to you right now.
okay, fine, okay, fine.
That was absolutely wild.
What's the taste like, though?
You're gonna find out.
Okay, give. It has vanilla in it.
I could tell. Like it tastes like something.
I got a
Okay,
big chunk.
The smell is like earthy. Like there's like a...
It's not.
I'm hoping that I didn't get the only big chunk and that you
No.
guys...
I'll swirl it. Is
No.
it carbonated?
No. No.
No.
No. It tastes like a bad milkshake.
But still
That's
good
the
because
bird's
it's a
nest.
milkshake?
Callie, just picture this before you take a sip.
I don't...
No.
I don't know if I want to play
No,
It-
no,
yo,
no.
it's
You
like-
gotta go into it blind.
Yeah.
No.
No, let her go into it blind.
It's true. It's true.
Let her go into
It's
a
true.
blind.
It's true. You can explain it after.
I'm so sorry.
I don't want to hear it. So
Oh, I got so many chunks.
Just do it.
why does it smell like?
Okay, the thing is, it's not bad.
My
it's
stomach
just very
hurts.
surprising.
Immediately, my stomach hurts.
Like, I feel like if I knew what was coming, it would be like, oh, okay, this is...
It tastes like
Not
a pina
that bad.
colada.
Yeah. It's got kind of a pina colada. It's just straight sugar vanilla taste, but it's the texture.
I don't like that.
I don't think any of us would say it was good.
I would like to know what it looks like.
But
Yeah, put it in a glass.
Don't chug it. I want to know
No,
what it looks
yeah.
like.
Okay, what were you gonna say? I'm so sorry.
Wait, let me see.
Oh no. This is...
Oh, you're saying that while it's in his mouth?
Okay, it looks like aloe juice, but thicker.
Yeah. So I was going to say...
You can't really see it.
Oh, I was going to say, you know when you like go to pour a glass of milk, but the milk's gone bad, so a couple lumps fall
yeah,
out.
I'm really glad you didn't say that before I
it's
tried.
like it tastes like hemp milk. Have you ever had hemp milk?
Now that I know what's coming, I feel like I can...
I'm good. I think I'm good.
I
No,
drank
I'm good.
most of it. Don't worry.
Because there's still that really earthy,
Didn't
kind of like
you-
dirt flavor.
Like you
after
said, your
flavor.
stomach hurt. What?
Wow, that is...
Why you like this?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to shitting my
Well-
pants later.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Anybody that's still either watching or listening to this, you the real MVP.
Please share with your friends, like, comment, subscribe, send money to me.
Please keep watching.
You don't have to do that one.
Please,
Guys, it's halal, just so you know.
Oh good. Oh good.
Good.
It's
Oh, good.
also fucking garbage, but that's I mean that's you can bless whatever you want, I suppose.
Yeah.
Might
my-
just be too white to understand.
My,
I think that yeah.
Everybody, so here's your second reminder to please leave a like and a comment /share. It means everything.
Chug it.
Nope.
And if you don't do that, that means you specifically dislike us, and we know that, and we're gonna have to.
You want to know? You want to know what's funny?
Am I allowed to make threats?
Okay.
What? What's funny? No. What's funny? No.
Sorry,
go
I
ahead.
just realized
Why would I finish? Don't just that. Get away from me. That's awful.
I
don't have to deal with that
apologize
later.
for interrupting there. I realized that like I have resisted liking things on YouTube because everybody just is like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I'm not
Now
doing
you're
that.
that guy.
Now
Now I like
literally,
everything.
Yeah,
Because I'm selfish and like I want it now, so I'll give out something because
Yeah.
I want it.
I've changed. I'm reformed.
You guys are horrible. I would always support the shit that you like.
No,
if you
no.
enjoy it.
Yeah, what
No.
the hell is wrong with you?
Okay. I've been a part of, or like I've been a Patreon supporter of like 4 or 5 different things that I
You
love.
didn't like their content on YouTube?
No,
Algorithm.
I paid them directly.
Metrics.
But the algorithm is what makes it available for other people to pay them directly.
Correct.
Mm.
I
Judgment.
judge.
You know, okay, here's the thing. All
Who
right?
invited these two?
Right? Exactly. Host number 3 and 4, everyone. Aren't you enthused?
Are you not entertained?
You better be. God, we recorded
My
this for
stomach
some
feels
reason.
weird.
So, yeah, hopefully all of our swears are edited out, and this will be eventually monetizable. And if not, I don't care. Fuck off, you two. And
It's completely contradicting everything we just said.
please like, comment, subscribe, and also buy Susan Wojcicki. Get wrecked.
know that?
Excuse me, what?
That's
CEO of
the
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Fucking
Oh, right. The CEO of
Yeet.
YouTube is
Gone.
gone.
Dunzo.
And apparently the new
shot
CEO.
into space.
Well, not quite.
No, they did. They teamed up with Elon Musk and they put the
Sorry,
Dragon,
the next crew
a Falcon
launch is
X.
actually occurring in 21 hours.
It's not a crew launch.
Actually,
This is
I
a
heard-
dumpster launch.
I heard when they launched the Tesla Roadster with that little astronaut,
That
that
was-
was actually her. She's just been on sasabbatical
it's
since.
been an AI running
Yeah,
it of
totally.
Susan Wojcicki.
Also,
That's
it
why
was
it's
Jimmy
so
Hoffa.
bad.
And that's our show.
Before we get fucking banned from.
We'll see you on the next one. We're out.
Twitch.tv/Seductro.
Make it stop.